Hello and welcome to another episode of Special Talk brought to you by ELITETV. I'm your host Chongtham Amrita, and today we're going to be sharing a very heartwarming and equally delicious story. This is not just a story about food, but this is a story about culture, our identity, going back to roots, and also with a message of a women-led economy and women empowerment. She is a young entrepreneur who has come all the way from Shanghai to visit the women farmers of Manipur, especially who are farming pineapples and turning that into making pineapple flavored cookies. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Swasti Loya. Swasti, thank you very much for joining us, and it's a pleasure to have a chance to talk to you. So, Swasti, before our viewers, tell us a little bit about yourself, your educational background, where you're currently at, and where you were born. Just a little bit about your background and your journey towards this cookie story.
So I was born in Dubai,
Okay.
but both my parents are from India, and my mom is from Manipur specifically. I'm in a boarding school in London right now.
Okay.
But I lived in Dubai for 12 years, and then I moved to Shanghai. And right now I'm in Manipur visiting my family and working on this cookie
project.
Yeah.
Okay, so Swasti, as you've described just a little bit of your background, and I feel like you are a mix of many cultures. And despite all that, you mentioned that your mom is from Manipur, and now you have come with this very creative and innovative idea, coming back to your mother's home state to create something and give back to the people. So what led to you to making a food line, especially a pineapple flavored cookie line, and what led you to particularly into this cookie business?
Well, this cookie line is very personal to me. I've always loved baking, and that's sort of how this idea started. I used to visit Manipur during all my holidays when I was in Dubai, pre-COVID, and this is my first time back after COVID. These cookies sort of came to me because I loved eating pineapples whilst I was here. And that's sort of what I looked forward to, having it with like chili and salt at home or on the side of the road. And I've always compared it to whenever I've had pineapples across the world, and it's never compared. And that's why pineapple cookies
So pineapple stands out for you as a flavor that reminds you of Manipur.
Yeah, it reminds me of home and my extended family here. Also, because I mentioned I lived in Shanghai, and I still live there. And during like festivals and like Chinese cultural moments, there's a lot of pineapple desserts, like pineapple cookies or pineapple buns. And I sort of wanted to incorporate that element as well. And
you say you love baking. What's your favorite thing to bake?
Well, cookies.
Cookies, definitely. All right. Okay, moving on with this, Swasti, I want to know from you is that what was your... I just want to have an idea of what your childhood kitchen smelled like. And since you said you were born in Dubai and now you live in Shanghai, your family, and now you're studying in London, and also you're now coming back to Manipur for this whole project with your mother as well. What was your home like? I feel like it's a mixed fusion kind of a kitchen back home, and that as well. And why did you pick pineapples particularly as a flavor?
Well, back in Dubai when I was born, the kitchen always smelled like just Indian food. Whenever my grandma visited, she would always make desserts from her hometown, and my mom loves cooking as well. So a lot of the food that we had was from Manipur as well. But for pineapples in specific, that's just that's something that I would look forward to having when I came and visited Manipur, because in Dubai specifically, because it's a desert, we didn't really have like fresh fruits because it was hard to grow there. So a lot of the fruits were exported from across the world. But yeah, the pineapples that I had really anywhere else but Manipur just never really compared to the ones that I had here that were locally grown.
And also I've heard that this particular cookie line that you've developed, you've collaborated this with Meira Foods as well. And well, this is your very much a very innovative project as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience while collaborating with Meira Foods and also meeting the women farmers here?
So Meira Foods really aligned with my ideals, where they worked purely with women and women farmers that grew all their produce locally. And the entire manufacturing process for these cookies is all done by women, which was really important for me when coming up with this line of cookies. Working with women and seeing women grow economically and be able to gain economic stability is something that I've always been passionate about. And recently I interned with Grameen Bank, which is a bank for women and poor women specifically. And I got to see firsthand how when women are given opportunities to with loans and when they're trusted with money financially, their talents are being able to grow into something that they can make money off of, which is really important for me to work on during this project.
That's really interesting because would you say that the women farmers, the women entrepreneurs even, they well, we know that there's a lot of women, especially entrepreneurs, who are very creative, but they are sort of underutilized and they really cannot reach out to the bigger markets. What would you say is the main reason behind that? Because as you say, you worked with Grameen Bank, who are focused on uplifting women, especially women entrepreneurs as well. So since you come from an economics background as well, what would you say is the main reason behind these women with a lot of potential and creativity who cannot reach out to the bigger markets?
I think when visiting Manipur in specific, I was able to see so many talented and women individuals that were so undervalued, and their talents just are so underutilized in the economy, mostly just because of social expectations and just social prejudices as well. And I think it was so evident because these women are so capable, and yet they aren't able to have the same opportunities as men just because of their family's ideals or just not being able to reach out to have well enough education. But I think this was a really important line for me to start because it allowed women to showcase their talents. And when working with the kitchen staffs in specific, when we were developing the recipe, I could see how excited and passionate they were into putting all they had into making this cookie the best that they could, and the excitement that they had whilst making it was truly so nice to see. And I think it's just a shame that so many of these women are so undervalued in economy and and in society. But I hope that more companies like this one will be able to see the value of them.
Yeah, very well said. Would you say that it is a lack of not just capital, but also a lack of a policy that will make these women, group together where they can pool their resources and really give it back, or really give it to the market? Or would you say it's a lack of leadership or policy regarding this?
I think it's policy, but and also a lack of trust. Because I've seen when banks give out loans, they tend to not trust women as much. But I've seen firsthand how when I worked with Grameen Bank, how when they did trust women, their results were far better than Western banks. And they've got an almost 100% return rate, which is unimaginable to any Western bank. And seeing how when women are trusted to work on their talents, that they're able to return with actual economic
You mentioned that while you were working with the recipe development, the women were really excited and they were giving their 100% and all of that. Okay, so that's really interesting. Moving on, so Swasti, I'd like to know, and can you tell us, why was it important for you to work especially with an all-women-led production, and what inspired you to it? Was there a particular woman in your life who inspired you to be or to become the person you're today, and also inspired to make a cookie line that's entirely developed and produced by women only?
I think the founder of Meira Projects was a really big inspiration for me. When working with her and seeing how passionate she worked with the farmers and how close to her the entire process was, and how despite getting so much success from Meira Projects, she hasn't lost sight of the groundwork individuals that are actually out there farming in the crazy heat, and how when we visited them, I could tell that she knew all of the farmers personally, and that was really inspiring for me. And I think it's so important in just society right now that we keep pushing women forward, because especially in like job markets, there's still so much of a wage gap between men and women, and I think that isn't something to do with women's capabilities at all. I think it's a societal thing. So,
and also, do you think that, as you mentioned, the proprietor of Meira Foods, she is someone who has really taken the brand to another level, and would you say that there is a shortage of women entrepreneurs who can really see the potential of and creativity of women and then really utilize them to their full potential, and also to give them back as well?
Yeah, I think that is something that's lacking, but I'm really glad to see that people like the founder of Meira Foods are able to do this, and I hope that inspires more people, because it definitely inspired me. And I think I am seeing so many people starting to actually value women, because there's so much potential there.
And while working with your project, this line, would you say that the women who have worked with you, the farmers and also the people designing the brand, and also the whole manufacturing, the producing thing, that they have benefited both economically and financially, and also in their creative space as well? Would you say that this have benefited them?
I think for sure this has been able to give almost 100 women jobs that allows them to actually express themselves creatively, because previously they were working jobs that they just didn't really enjoy, but I could see how much joy was filling up that kitchen, and how much excitement it brought them to work on different recipes. And because we worked in the Meira office, they weren't only making these cookies, but they were making so many different things, like chili oil, or just so many, because they have so many products. And the excitement that like a new product was bringing them was really nice to see, and how much effort they were putting into tweaking the recipe. And it was nice to see.
That's really nice. Now, well, I would love to talk more about the experiences of working with women, but moving on, I would like to know about your recipe development and your packaging design as well. I heard that you designed the whole package, the art and the graphics yourself. And also, how did you come up with the particular recipe? Was there any trial and error which worked and which didn't work? Can you tell us a little bit of your experience towards regarding recipe development?
So there's a lot of trial and error with the cookies, but baking something that I've always been passionate about, and so and cookies in specific. And my dad loves sugar cookies, so that was a nice product to start, I think. And for the filling, a problem that we faced was like, because it's we don't really add much sugar, because we want like the actual pineapple flavor to shine through. The process is basically heating it up and turning it into like a condensed pineapple filling. And so we wanted it to be as like fresh, whilst also being able to stay like packaged. But a problem we faced was the filling would get fungus because it was like still liquid. But we were able to tweak the recipe so that that wouldn't happen, and with a specific preservative. But yeah, that's just one example of the things that we face. But right now, we're really happy with the recipe.
Well, I'll have to pick this up, and it also says that it is rich in vitamin C.
Yes.
And that it is. You also said it is packed with lesser sugar. And that now, would you say this, because a lot of the cookies in the groceries market these days are fully loaded with a lot of sugar, which is really inconvenient for people who want to get into healthy stuff. Would you say this would appeal to more of a healthier to people who are more into the healthier lifestyle, who want to cut sugars and carbs as well?
I think for sure. I think a good example was just on the box. You can, if you see the ingredients, it's really, really minimal, and that just shows how, because it's just a very simple recipe,
right? And
we wanted to keep it as simple as possible,
right? Because it looks like you made it at home and it just package it and put it out on the shelf.
Because I mean, that's really what it is. Yeah.
And also I want to talk about the design as well. You said you were into art and that your creativity seems to really shine through here as well. So what was your process behind designing it, and can you tell us your experience and how you did it?
So I wanted it to show our local identity whilst also appealing to a larger market.
Yeah.
And so I wanted the pineapples to really shine through, which is why they're really prevalent in the entire packaging, because that's something that's familiar across the world, and that was something that I wanted to be the draw, because that's just something that you could see first and be drawn to the packaging. Well, but the local identity was also really important for me to showcase. So on the description on the back, we have a more detailed description of the local women that were that helped in the process of making this, that the process wouldn't be possible without them, and a detailed explanation in the back of how
dedication to them,
and to Manipur, because Manipur is just a really important part of my heritage that I wanted to showcase in these cookies.
So we've been speaking for some time. It's like Swasti, from what I've heard so far, it's like you're blending the identity and your roots, your heritage in Manipur, and also incorporating the women farmers, the women economy, so to speak, into this, and also you're blending your creativity, your education in finance into all of it. So for you, this is like a very personal project which will, I think, leave a legacy as well. So can you give a little bit of a message to our viewers as well, as to what I feel is that ultimately your message is about identity, our roots, and giving back to your heritage, to the people of Manipur. Can you give us briefly a few lines on that?
I think food is such a prevalent way of passing down culture, and that's definitely how I learned about my culture, because I lived quite far away from where my parents were from, and so my way of learning about my identity and my culture was through food. And I think that's how a lot of people learn about their heritage. And what I really wanted to capture with these cookies was the flavors that really just encapsulates what I feel like is my culture and my home. And it was important for me to capture all those things in this cookie. And I think it's important for people to be in touch with their heritage, because I think that really instills a sense of identity within me. And so even though it's such a small thing, I think these cookies are just a way of me being closer to my heritage.
That's right. And also I feel like it's a very promising recipe as well. And let's say that you've launched this, I think you've launched this yesterday, right? And where do you see yourself, especially regarding this line you've also named as your name in the brand as well? Do you see yourself continuing this pineapple, or franchising it into other recipes and other food items, or where do you see yourself in the next 2 or 3 years?
Well, I mean, as of yesterday, we saw these cookies were really like flying off the shelves, and so far they've done really well. And I'm just excited to see how it grows, and I hope that it reaches not just like the local market, but also a global market as well.
Right.
That's sort of why. That's what I had in thought whilst making the packaging, because in the future I want it to be a way of the rest of the world being able to learn about Manipur. Because what I found whilst being abroad is that when I tell people that I'm from Manipur, not a lot of people have heard of it.
You're right.
And so, and along with a lot of like northeastern parts of India, and so I wanted this to be a way of other people to learn about Manipur and our culture.
Recognition through food,
yeah.
And you're doing it in a way where you can take it anywhere. You can just take it out with a cup of tea and still enjoy, and then people would be like talking, where is this cookie from? Oh well, it's from Manipur and I designed it. There's a really nice topic to talk about as well.
For sure.
So Swasti, we've been told that you're now ultimately going back to school, and that you'll be continuing with your education, but can you just tell us where do you see yourself in your career? Well, you've talked about this cookie line as well, but in the next few years, maybe let's say 5 years, what's your future plan? What's your idea? Do you have any plans more other than this? What is that?
Well, I really enjoyed working on this project, and I hope to see others start similar projects, and I'd love to help out with the design process, because art's something that I've always been passionate about, and design in specific. And well, I'm still in high school, but I'll be applying to university soon, and that's something that I want to learn there. Design and economics, and I hope that with that knowledge I'll be able to start something even bigger.
That's really nice. And as a parting question, as a final question, okay, so is there a woman in your life that you would want to dedicate this cookie to?
I'd say the founder of
Meira Foods.
I'm really happy that this line is in collaboration with her. I can't think of anyone better. And she's like my aunt and someone that I've been very close with, and a big inspiration to this. And I'm really grateful that she took into account my idea and worked with me to create this line, and that I was allowed to use her resources and her connections. And she was sort of a pathway to me learning more about this community so that I could give back. And I'm really grateful.
And also, one other question. Well, describe in short your short experience while staying in Manipur at this time and developing it, and also do you plan to come back in the future as well?
I definitely plan to come back in the future. It's very different to anywhere that I've lived. I think something in common with all the places that I've lived is that they're very metropolitan and busy, and they're all like quite like city, and
it's a very fast-paced life.
Yeah, there. And I think coming here was just such a nice reprieve and break from such like a busy metropolitan sort of world. And there's so much beauty in this city that I always forget until I come back. But I look forward to coming back.
Well, we definitely hope you come back, and then we can see you again. But before that, I've said that again 3 times now. Do you have any message to our viewers regarding your experience or your cookie line, and also about Manipur in general? Do you want to say something to our viewers?
I think what I learned throughout this process was how much undervalued the women in Manipur and just across the world are, and I would urge anyone watching to hopefully be inspired the way that I was inspired, to work more with women and to help empower and give opportunities to women in the world, because even just with this cookie line and what I've viewed around working in banks and seeing how when women are given opportunities, how they're able to take under the opportunities and transform their lives. And just with the women that I worked with on this product, I was able to see how these talented women are so undervalued, but when you're giving them these opportunities, they're really able to shine and make a product that is hopefully going to be enjoyed.
Okay.
And I would hope that anyone watching would do something similar.
Take this as inspiration and also apply them to their lives in order to give back.
Yeah.
That's your message. That's a really beautiful message. And with that, we have come to the end of today's program. It was a really nice moment to talk with you, Swasti. Really enjoyable, and also to learn from your perspective about how you see Manipur and also your dedication towards the people, especially the women of Manipur, and to try to uplift them. It was really inspiring to hear from you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And also to our viewers, thank you for tuning in. We will be back again with more exciting people to talk to. And if you have any people that you want to see on our studio, please leave them their names in the comments below. But thanks for watching. We will see you soon. Take care.